What up? Welcome back, y'all. This your boy, DJ Wiz Hoffa on the set. This is episode 19. Shout out to my Faces of 518 audience. Y'all always very supportive, sharing the videos and doing what y'all do. Today, my guest, I met him in his college days.
Yes.
Up here on his grind, trying to get his education. You know, I'm walking through the mall one day, and
Wow.
I hear this music coming from one of the clothing stores. I think it was called Against All Odds.
Wow.
And I walk in there, and he's in there with the crates, the turntables, not controllers,
Wow.
the turntables, in there doing his thing. And then I start seeing him around on the scene doing these SUNY college parties and popping up at Sneakies.
Yep.
And the man very quickly grew a name for himself as a nigga who will shut your fucking party down.
Yep.
And now here we are years later, after him being on the radio, Hot 99, basically DJing at every club that you can name, every bar that you can name, and still doing it consistently to this day. My man DJ Show is in the building.
Yo, you taking me down memory lane, bro. For real, for real.
Nah, man, look, man.
I haven't thought about that in a minute. I got 2 pictures in the crib. Shout out to my peoples who put it together that I'm rocking. It got mixtapes in front. Got the crates, like you said, just rocking on Fridays and Saturdays at Against All Odds. That's 23 years ago. I'm trying to being real nice.
Yo, honestly, man, at that point in time, I was like, yo, how do I get a situation like that?
Man, listen.
So let's start with how did you become Against All Odds DJ? Because, you know, that being attached to a brand, that's kind of some early on things that you was doing that you don't really see that much of.
No, that was a happenstance, bro. It's one of those things where I was watching something earlier today that says, luck favors the prepared, right? So I was in a good position. I came up to UAlbany to go to school. I needed a job, and I just started working at Against All Odds just as somebody selling clothes and whatnot. But in my interview, I had mentioned, oh, by the way, I DJ. I haven't really been doing anything just yet up here. I'm just kind of scoping out the scene, seeing what's what, who's who. And the manager at the time, he's like, yo, I hired you to sell clothes, but I ain't really hire you to sell clothes. Like, what do you think about DJing on Fridays and Saturdays for me? What you want to do? And, I was able to say at that point, broke college kid, you telling me I get to DJ instead of trying to hustle these clothes as something I'm already doing? That's a no-brainer. So I was able to capitalize on that. Shake hands, kiss babies. I met you. I met a lot of folks. It's amazing amount of exposure. Because when's the last time you seen a DJ playing in the store?
Facts.
It's been a long time since that's happened. It does happen, but Against All Odds was kind of ahead of its time in saying that we want DJs to be able to go ahead and bring the culture that we're also trying to sell. You know what I mean? So
right.
It's a beautiful thing. I ain't gonna bullshit.
That was kind of taking it from the beginnings of when I met you.
Yeah.
But let's talk about how you got up to that point, right? Because you're originally from the Bronx.
Yes, sir.
And you're also a Albany SUNY graduate.
Yes, sir.
And we've been running my last 3 out of 4 episodes been UA graduates up here.
UA?
So, facts, I already know. So
Listen.
Tell me about coming up in the Bronx and what made you love hip hop and get connected to it and want to do it.
So born and raised in the Bronx, all the way up to high school. Music is in my family, bro. My grandfather, my mother's side, rest in peace, Gilberto Cruz. He was a salsero from Puerto Rico.
Put your DJ Show voice on, man.
Because I got the Sean voice on, right? All right, cool. So essentially my grandfather, he played music. He played a lot of instruments. He wrote music. He was one of the first salsa artists on Fanilla Records, which was the record company that brought salsa to the world, right? So it's always been in my house, always been in my family, my father's side as well, very musical, always in the house, right? So I grew up listening to everything. And then my brother, who was 10 years older than me, I always wanted to hang out with him. So whatever he was doing, I was trying to do. Now, mind you, of course, 10 years old, that's a little bit of an age gap. So I couldn't act like a little kid. So trying to hang out with my brother, listening to what he's listening to. One of the first songs I fell in love with, Top Billin', as well as Eric B. is for President. Those two, I just remember him running those back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's really how I fell in love with hip hop, man. It's been in my veins ever since. It saved my life. As much as I do other things outside of music, it's kept me sane. Music is cheaper than therapy, and it speaks to my soul. You know what I mean?
How'd you get your parents to get you them turntables? How'd you get them turntables?
Oh, man, so that is a funny story. Some of it I can't say. But my very first pair of turntables, 12th, I think my 12th birthday, I'm begging my parents, like, yo, listen, I wanna play music, Grandpa played music, Mom, you sang, Pops, you're always singing and dancing. So I wanna be a part of that. I wanna play music though. I tried to write some raps with my boys. I realized I was trash. I mean, everybody got a 16. I can't remember mine, but I knew that a DJ's life in regard to entertainment was going to have a much longer shelf life as opposed to an artist when I know, I can hold a note, but like I said, I can't really rap. I give you a good, ad-libs and all that, which is part of my DJing, as you know. But I realized like that's what I wanted to do. I also had a family friend, my DJ uncle, I call him, DJ Joey O. From little, I'm watching this man kill parties. He used to DJ my grandmother's group of friends. They call themselves the Hot Flash Ladies. So his mom, my grandmother, a bunch of older ladies, they would throw these parties, right? And he would be DJing all of them. And I'm telling you, I'm watching this man build this party from everybody's just walking in and doing nothing to, prime time. They are doing everything this man said. Put your hands up, left to the right, conga line, we side to side and all that kind of stuff. And I was mesmerized. I'm like, he got them in the palm of their hand. I want to do that. So, I was like, Joey's, he's willing to mentor me. Let me get some records. I got records. Y'all got records in the house. Y'all not really using them. Why not let me use them? And then, the rest is history, bro.
At what point did you realize that you was actually from the birthplace of hip hop, though?
Oh, from as long as I can remember. That is one of those things that as a Bronxite, it is engraved in you. You don't really have a choice. Whether or not you listen to hip hop, whether or not you like hip hop, to quote KRS-One, rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live. It is ingrained in us. Like, I don't care if you're the most, buttoned up person in the world or if you're the person that's not as buttoned up. It's there. You don't have a choice. So it was one of those things that, once again, I have an older brother. He listened to hip hop. His friends listen to hip hop. Quiet as it's kept. My pops was listening to hip hop, trying to keep it, under wraps and not let anybody know for a little bit until I got older. But KRS-One is one of my favorite artists. One of the best artists in the world, one of the best freestylers in the world, legitimately off the top of the dome. So listening to that, listening to Slick Rick, and just realizing that we have a lot of culture. Watching some of the music videos that they used to do, watching breaking, things like that, and realizing, hey, you come from a place that's got a lot of culture. This thing is taking it across the world, and now I'm an 80s baby raised in the 90s. By that time, we're going in the middle of, kind of the grimy time to where we're making a lot of money in hip hop. So to also see that transition, how could you not have pride in that?
The reason why I felt it was necessary to bring that up is because I've said this many a times, yo. I have never, ever, ever, ever met a whack MC or DJ from the Bronx. Like,
not gonna make it that way.
Everybody I've met
Facts.
has been exceptionally nice at their skill. So I'm just wondering, like, is that like a pressure that comes from being from the Bronx that you gotta represent because you from the city that helped create this shit?
Yes. Short answer. I could do a full stop right there, honestly. You know, I could use all the cliches as well. It's in the water. Don't come outside unless you're ready to play. You know, it's like, you know, when you jump off the stoop, we ain't playing out here, right? So whatever you think you want to do, go hone that craft. In quiet, by yourself. If you got family gonna be pissed off because you playing the loud music, you might be trash in the crib. But that's cool. Keep the trash in the crib. When you get better, bring your ass on outside and test your metal as well. So you gotta go outside at some point and say, all right, I think I'm good enough to do that. And now test it against the folks around you. You know, kind of as I was mentioning earlier in regard to trying to figure out who is who and what's what up in the 518. You know, I did the same thing at home. I'm gonna just hone my skills, see how well I am, and, you know, think of creative ways to do this and say this. But then also it's the business of it. So, you know, I'm looking at my mentors, I'm looking at the people that they're also mentoring as well and seeing how nice I am against my peers, to then test and say, all right, cool. I'm ready to come outside and see what's up. So that goes to answer the question. Absolutely. You have no choice because we will tell you if you are whack. We got no problem saying, yo, get that shit out of here. Keep that shit somewhere else. Go back and try again. And that's happened, right? The one thing I will say about the New York in general, we may not cheer for you, but you don't want to get booed.
Right.
You don't get booed in New York, you won, all right? They may not be like, oh, absolutely, that was crazy, right? But if as long as it's like, all right, that's all you really need, right? Yeah. Now, other places will probably give you a little bit more of the, yo, you did your thing, great, congratulations. But we're expecting that.
New York is tough.
We are expecting greatness because, once again, don't come outside with no bullshit. We will tell you, we're going to pack you up.
When I have DJs on, I like to speak about things that's just specific to our craft.
Yes.
So do you remember, okay, what was your first set of turntables? You remember what type of mixer you had, what type of needles you had?
Absolutely. So I had Gemini set. I had literally the starter set. Gemini XL100.
That was in the back of the source?
Yeah, pretty much in the box, essentially, right? So I'm looking at the back of the source. Double XL wasn't out just yet. I forget what other magazines it might have been. But looking on the back, like, all right, cool. These are a little bit cheap. They were direct drive. They were not direct drive, pardon me. They were belt drive. So you had to figure out how to make sure you put the belt on. God forbid it snapped. The mixer was a Gemini Scratch Master, I think a PMX 16. So the one that didn't have the sampler on it, but it wasn't the small joint. Okay. The 7, it was the 10, I think. It was just a little bit smaller.
The little longer one?
No, not even the longer one. Not even the rack. The PMX 16 was about, I would say, 10 by 7.
Medium.
Yeah, it was one of the medium joints, right? And then my first record that I bought myself on my own money, 3 records. Nas is Like on a white label.
Yeah, you showing my age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aquemini, the album, clean version by Outkast. And I think my first of many Before I Let Go was by Frankie Beverly and Maze. Okay. Because, you had to have that. It's a staple. But yeah, with my own money. Now, mind you, once again, my family had records in the house. I was always playing, whatever was in the house. And truth be told, I don't remember none of the records really, but I learned on house music in terms of how to mix.
That's what's up.
Like, hip hop was cool and all that, but you need to getting that. That helps just to figure out how to get the beat counting and all that, right? So I learned on some of those stuff that was in the house already. But yeah, man, like the set must have cost $350, $400 after it was all said and done. And I thought I was the man. You know what I mean? And I figured out if you're able to kill it on bullshit, once you get on like professional stuff, like your game goes to another level. Because when I finally got on some Technique 1200s, it was like going from like a Miata or something to going to like a Ferrari. I'm like, this thing start and stop as soon as I wanted to. It goes on its own. I could drag back. I could do all these things without having to force it. But yeah, man, those humble beginnings.
See, I never had direct drives at all
Yeah.
until I had the 1200s.
Yeah, me neither.
I had two Technique straight arms
Oh, wow.
belt drives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
the
old pyramid mixer where the middle of the fader had the click in it. You know what I mean? And
that's a fact.
but love those days, man. My first vinyl was like Strong Island by the JVC Force.
Oh shit, damn.
And then like Eric B. Well, actually, I did have a couple of albums before that, but I wasn't really DJing with them on turntables. But I had like Mr. Magic's Rap Attack and some Run DMC albums and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so going to college, what made you choose
College was
UAlbany?
fun. So I wanted to go far away, but I also have a younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
And as intelligent as I believe I am, my sister's a genius. So I knew we was gonna need some money for her to get to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I go to UAlbany. It's not far away. It's far away enough. I can still get home if I need to. It's still far away enough. So like, y'all stay where y'all at. I'm fine. I'm good. And it just made it easier for my sister to be able to also go to school because, you know, we were at the time decent, but it wasn't like money was abundant to just be like, all right, you go to school, you go to school, you go to school. So trying to be cognizant of that, you know, make sure family first. And I also knew that, to be honest, she was going to take the schooling a little bit more serious than I was. And, you know, I'd finished, but it took me a little bit to do so because of some of the things I was starting to do as Sean was becoming a DJ show. And then I also knew it was a great for bang for buck. Like I tell people all the time, if you want to go to an amazing school that's not going to hurt your pockets too much, UAlbany is the place to go. But you also got to make sure to let people know to keep the main thing the main thing. So when you go into school, you go into school because it's much easier to just kind of not be in the classes and just kind of hang out as opposed to, you know, locking in and
Hanging out in
your
front of Dutch
education.
Quad and shit.
Man, we used to call it podiating, bro. Like literally, I would wake up, I'm gonna go to class. I see the homies, I see some chicks. I'm not going to class now. You know, once again, I was able to, you know, finish, but it took a little bit because once again, was I as focused as I needed to be with school at the time? Nah. Be open and honest about that. And, you know, I've had good conversations with the family about it that say, yo, you was bullshit. So, you know, I'm glad you figured it out and got it together.
I spoke about you on a prior episode because we were talking about turning the lights back on and making Albany appealing again.
Yes.
And we spoke about the fact that a lot of students that are coming up here, they leave after they graduate. So I used you as one of the examples of a person that moved up here to come to school, graduated, made something of itself, and it started a whole family up here. What made you want to stay? What was so great about the 518 that made you not go back to the Bronx?
I laugh because I don't like to do a lot of what ifs, but we're gonna do a what if real quick. So to answer the question first and then the what if. I dropped out in the fall of 06. I finished that semester. I was scheduled to graduate in 2007, spring. I needed 22 credits to graduate, but I dropped out. And I knew in my heart of hearts, bro, I was not coming back to this shit if I went back home. And I only had 22 credits left to go. So once again, in my heart of hearts, had I not needed to finish and I was so close to the finish line, I'm looking at it. I'm like, I can't. I did all this work. Even with, you know, half going to class, half doing the parties, running back and forth to the city, doing gigs, going to hang out with my family, this, that, and the third. I knew I wasn't coming back. Because at that time, other than me doing, all the college parties and some of the parties at Sneaky Pete's, I could have came back to do parties at any time. If I was halfway through school, I'd probably be like, let me just go ahead and go finish at home. But nah. And it took me 5 years to finally get back in and finish school. In that time, I transitioned from, he's a college DJ that just might do some parties that are around the way, to like, he's killing all of it. He's killing the parties at UAlbany. He's killing the other college parties. He's killing Sneaky Pete's. He's rocking at Labor Temple. He's rocking at this, that, and the third. Once again, as you said in the beginning, any place that you can name and think of, starting in 2004, I've done it. So for me to then go home and essentially start over again, because, as a student, you're going back and forth. You're not really home like that. So then have to start over and say, I done made a life for myself. I finally graduate, and then also get at the same time, I graduate 2012. At that point, I get the opportunity to be on Hot 99.1. I've always wanted to be on commercial radio. That was one of my dreams. I'm listening to Flex. I'm listening to Red Alert. I'm listening to Camilo. I'm listening to Enough. I'm listening to Mr. C. All these guys that are amazing on the radio. And I'm like, I think I could do that. I know my skills is good enough. I know that my talent is there. I just need to get the foot in the door. So I was not going to then leave in 2012 now that I finally finished the task at hand, the main thing, when the main thing I'm trying to make the main thing is starting to pop off. So it just made sense to stay.
That's what's up. Real talk. I think we met a couple of times, and I came across you a couple of times in Against All Odds or whatever. I don't remember if I exactly remembered what you told me your name was, because we just had those couple of brushes, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like we kept in contact or was really building like that.
Yeah.
So then we take it to the Sneakies era, and obviously I'm one of the people that helped start the foundation of hip hop events even being thrown in Sneakies, right?
So you put it in position. Don't let nobody forget. Don't let nobody rewrite it. I don't care how they want to feel about it. This is what it is.
Appreciate you. So me, Biz, and Money Mike, we in there, and we started as like the three foundational DJs, and then as stuff started growing, other promoters coming in, other guys putting in their work, then there started to slowly become more of an influx of other DJs coming in.
Yep.
So I'm hearing about these, I'm seeing we used to see the flyers and promotional stuff before stuff would actually be happening. Right. So it's like,
and the names started popping up a little
Playboy
more.
Niggas. Who the fuck? Like, who is this showing Playboy
Gang.
niggas? So I think the first time you came and did a party, I'm like,
it's them niggas.
It's him. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
what started the phenomenon of you and Playboy even heightening your popularity to a point that now they gotta have y'all in Sneakies?
You got me real
y'all must have been
nostalgic,
tearing
bro.
these parties down.
My God. So going back to the scene, 2003, fall 2003, I'm a freshman at UAlbany. I'm 17. I'm not even 18 yet. So technically, I can't really be in any of the places that I am, but, college is college. There's no evidence of nothing other than the flyers and this, that, and the third. I went to one of the meetings about WCDB Albany, which is the college radio station at UAlbany.
That's a fact. Forgot about that.
Bro,
CDB legend.
Yo, sidebar, I've done so many things that I forget about, and I'm not vocal about, bro. Right. But yeah, so not to lose focus, WCDB, he's the hip hop director, DJ Playboy. My brother, Money Talks Entertainment. He is the director for the hip hop department. hey, I'm DJ Playboy. This is what we do. This, that, and the third. And all of the directors, rock director, EDM director, blah blah blah. It's an informational, hey, come to our group. So I meet up with him. Hey, how you doing? I'm DJ Show. Actually, I didn't even have my name yet. I was Sean Boogie. Hey, I'm just trying to get with you. All right, cool. I'm actually doing my show tonight at 10 o'clock. I do it the night shift. It was a Tuesday. He's like, yo, if you really about it, pull up. I pulled up. And he's like, yo, nobody ever pulls up. And I'm like, I'm not everybody. I'm really about my business. I want to scope it out, figure out who's who, what's what, once again. And then, what the host said, I'm new in town, I don't know my way around. So, hey, I'm friendly. I just want to see what's what. I go up there, we vibe. And I had seen he's very popular. He's one of the most popular people on campus as a sophomore. He's 1 year older. I'm like, yo, I'm seeing you, bro. Like, I see what you're doing. And at the time, he was at a place where he wanted to get better technically as a DJ. And me, I was at the point where the technicality is there. I don't necessarily like talking to people. As much as good as I am about shaking hands, kissing babies, I don't really like doing it. And he loved doing that shit. He loved to be up in people's face. So I was like, yo, listen, let's do this. Let's use your popularity. Let's use my technicality. Let's meet in the middle. Let's figure out a team.
Still sharp and still.
Yeah, still sharp and still. And then we created Money Talks Entertainment, December 2003. And then we added, my man DJ Sunkiss.
That's my guy.
That's bro.
Who was a noise mob DJ, and I didn't even know he knew y'all until he came up here to do a party.
Right.
And y'all was with him.
Right. So, we ended up just doing everything. We added, a few more people, and we'll talk about those as well. But essentially, since my freshman year, second semester, up until I decided not to do it anymore, it was me and the team. And then if we allowed other gigs to occur, because we didn't want them, we allowed that to happen. But it was to the point where they was like, oh, it's Money Talks Entertainment again. Oh, my God. I'm tired of these niggas. And then it was like, if it's not us, where's Money Talks Entertainment? Like, where's Show? Where's Playboy? Where's Sunkiss? Where's Niche? Like, what are we doing here? Where's the homies? Like, this is not what we expecting. So, it became a brand that you can trust. It became a brand like, if one of them is on the set, it's going to be crazy. If all of them is on the set, it's going to be stupid. And that's where Sneaky Pete's took notice and was like, yo, they killing everything out here. Shout to LV Entertainment as well. Lou, my cousin Drew. They were also starting to do promotion there as well. So the synergy was just amazing. We've done some amazing things, great parties. Those my brothers and sisters to this day. But we were just able to turn up the campus for our era. Everybody always thinks like their era was the most lit. Can't call it. It's like when Michael Jordan versus Kobe in the Bronx, like who's the best? You always gonna think your era is the best. But we did some amazing things on campus. We did some things that still to this day happen because of us. And I take, real pride in that. Some stuff we kind of went overboard. Not too proud of that. Fountain Day. Sorry, you're welcome. That was a bit much. But we were the kings of turning shit up. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's what's up. When you when you made the radio transition, how was that for you? Was it everything you expected it to be?
No.
Did you have any?
No.
Did you have any people that that helped you out, that gave you some guidance, or
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that took you under the wing?
Yeah, so first things first, once again, Playboy from WCDB days. He's an amazing jock. Like in terms of just talking and interviewing and in between breaks and this, that, and the third. I learned a lot from him. Simply just talking because I could DJ my ass off. I was a little nervous at first, just, sitting there in front of the mic and no turntables in front of me, just kind of playing the songs and whatnot. So I learned a lot from him. A guy named Willie Colon, who used to be up at WCDB as well, doing all the Latin music. One of the best personalities I've ever been around. He interviewed me one time, and this is when I was still nervous around the mic, and I was like, ugh. He's like, all right, cool, we're gonna go back, come back. And he was like, yo, you can't be nervous. Like, you want to do this, right? So, go ahead and do it. So in terms of college radio, at Hot 99.1 doing the commercial radio, Tinch, he gave me my shot. So I'll always be grateful to him, who was the program director at the time. He transitioned to another location. The homie DJ Supreme came in as program director, and that's the one who really gave me the shot, because at first I was only doing mixes for the radio station, and I was just essentially shipping them in. I would do a Friday morning, I would do a Sunday morning, and got a couple more hours after I was trustworthy, if you will, right? But when Supreme came in, he's like, yo, listen, I'm just testing everything out. I don't know who's gonna do what. Just give me your best for whatever it is that we asking you to do, and we'll see what happens, right? He would give me little pointers about, all right, cool, some of the mixes that I was doing, some of the breaks I would try to do. But then he was like, yo, I see what you've been doing. How about you do weeknights? I want to give you the shot to do weeknights. And that was in 2014. So I'll forever be grateful for everybody that's always had a hand in, getting me to where I am. But him specifically, like, I'm sitting there, I'm coming back home like, yo, the man giving me the Funk Flex hours.
Yo.
I couldn't be more ecstatic. But I knew it came with a lot. Like, the night guy for hip hop on hip hop stations is damn near as important as the drive time, in the mornings. It's not. Let's be real in terms of the money. But at the same time, like, you don't get the opportunity to do 7 to midnight Monday through Friday in hip hop very well. Go back to Flex. The man been on that slot for as long as I can remember. I'm 40 years old. So I'm thinking, what, 11, 12? So he's been up there for, 20-something, 30-something years. And knowing I now, obviously in a way different market, obviously right. 2.5, 3 hours away. But yo, that's always been my dream. What? You kidding me? Why would I go home to the Bronx? I'm about to do what I've always wanted to do right where I'm at.
And yo, I must say, when you was on that dial, bro,
yeah,
it was numerous nights,
yeah,
where I'm in the car, coming from wherever, or running errands, and I'm like, yo, this nigga is bugging right now. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And yo, it's the greatest. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's the greatest source of pride, bro. Like, when you hear shit like that and it be your friends.
Yeah, bro.
Like, yo, my guy is fucking this shit up right now.
Smashing, bro. Like, I used to give my all.
You
like,
could tell.
Stuff that, some DJs would say, yo, why you leave that for the club? Why you doing that? Nah, don't give them too much. Nah, man. Every time I get on the set, I don't care, and I say this all the time, I don't care if it's 5 people, 50 people, 500, 5,000, 50,000. You're going to get DJ show. Because, number one,
the money talks representative.
You're going to get that. The money talks rep of the noise, my boy, from the 718 to the 518 right to your ears. I'm going to break the fourth wall. Because I'll be fucking shit up. Okay? I play very humble. This interview is not going to seem like it's humble, but it's an interview about me. So why be humble, right?
Right.
But there's never been a time where you be like, yo, show had a wax set.
Yo,
there's never been a time.
Top 10 party DJ to me, bro. That's real talk.
I appreciate that.
And when you spoke about not being so great on the talking side of things, you would never know that.
Yeah.
Because one thing I think every DJ looks at other DJs and be like, yo, damn, I wish I could do that
Right, I
like
could
he
take a
does
little
it,
piece
right?
of this, take a piece of that, right?
And one thing you got the uncanny ability to do, and I say this shit all the time, like you can DJ with the mic in your hand as well as the best of them. Like mic in hand, crossing the fader, like
Bro,
mix seamlessly
impeccable.
and still be talking at the same time.
Bro, that's once again, we talked about, sharpening the skills. We talked about, the essence of where I come from. As a kid up to, young adult. As an adult, I'm 518 all day. I'll tell you that straight up. But it requires a level of expertise. You got to know your records. You got to be able to read the crowd. You got to be able to lead the crowd, because that's also two different things. Yeah, you can read the crowd, but are you going to do exactly what it is that the crowd is asking you to do if you're looking at them the right way? Or are you going to lead them where you want them to go? So, the whole, like I said, I can't rap. I can MC. I can host a crowd, which is, I think, where some of that does come from. I mentioned, Fountain Day. Fountain Day was the day that UAlbany used to celebrate turning on the big fountain in the middle of the campus. It is no longer, because it was crazy.
What you do, man?
What I did what I do. I did what I do. The team did what we do. And they turned up so much that, they ended up canceling it, I think in like 2012. But what ended up happening, the first one that I did was 2004. That was the year that UAlbany became the #1 party school in the country. Once again, like I said, I'm sorry, you're welcome, right? One of the administrators came up to one of the other administrators who helped to put Fountain Day on and do all of the things. And like, we didn't pay any performers today. Like, who's that performing? And he's like, that's DJ Show, that's DJ Playboy. Sunkiss wasn't with us yet. They are students that DJ at the radio station here. No, we didn't pay them. They just that damn good. And like, that's one of those memories that'll forever be etched in my brain. I'm talking to him at the end of it. He's like, yeah, they asking me who we paid to come and do all this, that, and the third. And it was like,
that means they look at y'all as professionals. Absolutely,
because once again, the skill level was there. Knowing what the crowd wants, leading the crowd where we at. And that was when Usher just dropped too. So they 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The fountain comes on. Boom, bam.
Yeah, that was definitely Sneaky's era. Yeah.
My God.
I ain't like that record at first.
Nah, I thought it was corny as fuck, but it worked. It was a good record, but it was definitely corny. Right on that line of corny, it was a little just over the line of like, all right, I see what you're doing. You're going for the money, and for damn sure, it is an undeniable smash. But I ain't gonna front. There's certain records, including that one, that it hurts my heart sometimes to play, because it really is. It's like, it's one of those safe records. Like, if all else fails, I could play and they gonna be. Then it's like, all right, well, you got a couple of minutes to figure out what you was really trying to do, right? Once again, leading the crowd as opposed to playing exactly what they want.
Right.
But yeah, bro, like, I've always thought of the microphone as the third turntable. At CDB, everything was analog at the time. So even if you had the CD, you got to cue it up. If you had it on record, you got to cue it up. If you had it on, bro, they had a mini disc player at the time.
Yeah.
Right. So they had all of that stuff, but you had to cue it up. And during one of the many tests before you get to actually be a DJ on that station, one of the trainers all the trainers, but one specifically would OD. He'd like, all right, now this shit don't work. What do you do? You got to figure it the fuck out.
The alternative,
Yeah, right. How do you figure that out? So using that logic, because it still happens to this day. Record might not play. Like if it was vinyl, the record is skipping. Didn't expect it to skip. You know, you thought you cued it at the right place. It don't cue at the right place. You lose power. What happens? The microphone still works, but you lose power in the turntable. You was getting ready to mix something. Okay, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to do, you know, you got to troubleshoot and keep the crowd engaged. So that came from trial and error too. Like there's been times where, yeah, it's dead air for 2 minutes. And now I got to figure out what to say to keep people engaged. There's only but so many birthday shouts you could do. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna rely on that. Right. Shout the dorm rooms. Yo, don't forget to tip your bartender. Make sure you take care of my people, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's only but so much that you can do. But if you're able to use the microphone to keep people engaged, that is how you can control the rest of it. Everything else. There's been times I've only had one turntable work.
Yo, I was telling somebody a story recently that's younger than me. And when I was telling them about, you know, how blessed we are to have the technology we have today. Because I remember me and Biz doing a party at SUNY in front of one of the dorms, no tent. And it was a windy day. Oh no! And even if we had a tent, it wouldn't have mattered.
Would do shit
because that wind was just blowing them needles straight across the record. We couldn't even play nothing. Then your slip mats might fly off if you change while you changing the record.
You got a record crazy. 2 miles away now because now you trying to still play the party.
So
and,
thank God for controllers and all that.
Yo, listen. So I used to have in college This is college in the 2000s. I had a 1995 Toyota Corolla. And when I tell you, somehow, some way, by the grace of God, I used to fit a whole set in that Corolla. I remember taking it to Taconic. My mom and pops had moved from the Bronx and bought the house that they live in now. Driving on the Taconic, and that wheel well, I hit a bump because I got 7-8 crates in the trunk. I got got the 2 turntable flight cases. I got the mixer. I got speakers, and this is when you also had to have an amp.
The flight cases and
Bro,
with the 12s in them.
Man, listen. So when we have conversations with some of the younger DJs about some of that, number one thing I do try to remember is that they didn't come up that way, so they don't necessarily know. So it is up to us to enlighten them on some of what is and what's not. But then also embrace the technology. I fought the technology for a long time until there was no choice.
You fought it.
I fought it.
I was literally the last
I
nigga
fought
with
it. No,
Serato.
I know. Yeah, we was kind of on the same boat, right? So
yeah, I was like, thank God.
But the homie Fader G, Ryan O'Shea,
it's my guy.
One of the greatest DJs technically I have ever met. I told him I don't own a house, but I put the house up on them hands. Pause. Because when he is on, he is on. Right. It's such a loving way. He's so frustrating, bro. Shout to you, bro. We talk about it. But he used to tell me, like, yo, do not fight the technology. It's there for a reason. It's only going that way. You ain't gonna have no choice. So, I finally said, all right, figure it out. But like having to carry crates, having to physically have the media in your hand to then put it on the turntable, lift the needle, put the needle on the record, all of that. Now I get to scroll through a laptop that's got 10 crates worth of music, 1,000 crates worth of music, 2 terabytes of stuff in a laptop. Like, I be complaining about stuff.
Scientist, bro. Because when I first saw your Serato, I was like, yo, bro, how does this dude have every record, 1984, and just pull up every record from 84?
It's
like,
disgusting.
Like, I'm like, yo, you must do some tedious work.
Yeah, I used to. Not as much anymore, but yes.
Because you got it situated.
Bro, yeah, because now the system is systeming, right? Everybody's brain works differently, right? So back when there was iPods, right, you would look at somebody's iPod and look at essentially how their brain works. Serato and the crates and how I set that up is no different, right? I knew that I always my mindset was I always wanted to be able to look at my actual library as a library. So if you pulled up, if Biz pulled up, if Sunkiss Playboy, Fade Up Niche, whoever pulled up
Navigate
and was
easy.
like, yeah, they can navigate through my stuff because I have it tagged the way that it should. So the name of the artist is spelled the way they spell it. The name of the song is how they spell it. Now, mind you, I got some cheat codes to make sure and I know what's what, because I don't remember songs on the fly like that every once in a while, as well as I used to, I should say, right? But like, for example, Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles. I don't remember it like that. I remember it as Making My Way Downtown. So in parentheses, yes, it says Making My Way Downtown. So I can quickly do and find it, right? So there's little bit of pieces of that, but I always knew if my kids decided, yo, what's daddy like to listen to, or what, because daddy's got all the music. I want to be able to just quickly be able to find it. That's just tagging the music. I used to spend at least a half an hour to an hour every day just listening to music and tagging that shit. And then putting it in whatever crate I think I would use it. Because, of course, this one song
call you at night sometimes, and you still be up,
bro,
doing that. And I was like, yo, DJs think that my Serato was ill because they be like, yo, you should help me organize my shit. Or I've had DJs come and I let them rock out and they just be getting busy because everything is so easy.
Everything is where it's supposed to be.
Your shit was another level. When the nigga told me, yo, I should help him set up his shit, I said, yo, you gotta go holla at DJ Show.
Yeah,
he got the shit.
It's weird.
Down to a science.
It's weird, man, because, it definitely took a long time to figure out how I even wanted to set it up, right? Got music on this hard drive. I got music on that hard drive. It's on this laptop. It's on the other laptop, trying to get it all in one place. And then once again, put those records after that into whatever crate I think I'm going to use it. Because that one record can go in 6-7 different crates. This one record, I may just have it just because I might need it for that one day, and then forget it, right? Because we came from, once again, the physical media. I know I put this Foxy Brown Take You Home record behind this Little Kim, this, that, and the third. I know where exactly what crate it's in. Can't do that with a laptop. Can't do that with it on the computer. So if I don't, I forget more records than people remember. And it's beautiful and frustrating at the same time. I don't necessarily have as much time as I used to be able to do that. But when I do, the system ain't no different. Because once again, I want to be able to find everything. And I want other people to be able to find everything. I can't lie. One of the most frustrating things is trying to get on somebody else's laptop and DJ. Because once again, you get to see how their brain work. Right? And sometimes it be scattered as hell. But like, yo, do you even have a tag? Like, you just know what a song is. It don't got no tags. Just got a year on it. Like, what song is this, bro?
I'm
like, how you
from saying names, but I know what you're talking about.
We don't need to, right? We're keeping it very PC, but it just, the preparation prevents poor performance. I said the cliches are cliches because they are legit, right? Because there's been times where I didn't do my homework and I didn't do normally what I do, and I get on the set, and now mind you, we are all hard on ourselves. I'm hard as fuck on myself. Like, these motherfuckers might be, oh my gosh, this shit was crazy. And I'll be like,
too,
right. And they'll be like, man, I missed this record. I missed that record. I wanted to transition from this song to that song. I missed it. I wanted to come back to this. All right, cool. But if I'm able to do that up front, there's no guesswork. Now, I don't plan my sets. That is something, for the most part, I do not do. There'll be times I walk into the set like, what we playing today? Because I have no clue what I want to play yet. I've listened to you. I may have listened to this person. If I'm opening, I'm opening. We just is what it is. But if I'm coming in on the set, I'm like, I don't know what I want to play yet. what I'll take a look and see what you might have played, and not necessarily, it don't necessarily matter. But at the same time, like, I like the spontaneity. Be prepared, but still be spontaneous, be able to work. Because there's times where motherfucker got a plan, and in the first 4 or 5 records, that plan, throw that shit out. It ain't working. I need you to pivot, do something else. get somebody else to do it, right? So as long as you prep, you shouldn't have that issue. It's when you just show up thinking I'm gonna just wing it, like all the way wing it, is when you got a problem.
Let's make it a little bit more fun, right?
Okay, man,
Top
I got
5 venues that you rocked over the years in the area. Top 5 favorite venues to rock at.
In the 518, Sneaky Pete's, hands down, number one, and not even close. Respectfully, Sneaky Pete's is one of the best venues I have been in anywhere. I partied a lot of places, DJ'd a lot of places. The way that they had that thing set up, it was a science to it. The sound was impeccable. The light show, Steve, who used to do the lights, is a fucking asshole.
The cages.
Yeah, but he was on point. The cages, all of it. The VIP, how it ran. When Nick was running it, when it was Nick Sneaky Pete's, that's number one. In terms of my favorite places to DJ,
some might not exist anymore.
Yeah, a lot of them don't exist anymore. Legends on Pearl. Shout to
get crazy there.
Yeah, so essentially a lot of these places were my homes.
The Super Smash Brothers.
The Super Smash Brothers.
I seen y'all niggas go crazy.
Man, listen, me, DJ TJF, DJ Ketchup, like Mario, Luigi, and Wario, like just going nuts in there, right? So Legends on Pearl. Damn, it's been so many spaces. Illusions and Schenectady.
Okay.
That was a time. 2 floors. Looked like something out of what's the name? Scarface. We had the spiral stairs on both sides and shit. Quiet as it's Kept. Bogies.
Okay.
That's where in terms of like where I really, really come from, that's the trenches. That's the college town. So Bogies, aka Club 518. What's that? That's 4.
That's 4.
And then there's so many, bro. I gotta say my Troy home now, Whiskey Pickle, the Pickle.
Really?
Shout to Jamel, my man Intel Hayesfield. He's the owner over there, bro. And when I tell you, I get to play everything.
That's fine.
Of course, I'm in there playing, hip hop, R&B, reggae, party shit. I'm in there playing house. I'm in there playing EDM. I'm in there playing 70s soul.
Dope.
Anywhere that I feel like I want to go, Whiskey Pickle allows for that creative freedom.
That's what's up.
Where a lot of places don't necessarily allow for that. And
Right.
for me, with the musical background, with just how I like to operate, I like to listen to everything. You're not gonna catch me playing one of everything.
So you feel like you could be more of an open format DJ there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
There's other places that don't necessarily have that creative freedom where they try to put you in a box and aren't as open-minded. But right now, like I said, that is my favorite place to DJ, and I don't necessarily a top 5 venue of all time for me in terms of in the 518, but certainly one of my favorites.
That's why I said for you.
Yeah. So then, for me, I think Whiskey Pickle's in there. I ain't gonna front. I've had a lot of fun at Fusebox. I've had a lot of fun at Blowing Smoke. So shout out to the families over there, right? Where, I still get to play everything, but at the same time, it is more catered to some of the hip hop crowd. But there's been some legendary nights in both. Whenever I'm playing, no matter what, we're gonna have a good time. And those venues have also treated me well, because that's also big.
Right.
because you know how I give it up. If I feel like I'm not getting my worth and value, or there's some disrespect there, we could just not, and that's cool. So, you know, there's been places where they come in like, yo, nah, I thought it was a misunderstanding, and I ain't been in the venue in a year and a half because, you know, there's been some fuck shit that went on that I'm just not gonna be a part of. Because once again, we could just not, and that's fine. So, you know, those venues have also treated me well. Took good care of me. Made a lot of money in the spots, right? It always helps when, you know, you drive a revenue, which is a hot topic right now. We kind of talking, right? Johnny's was also good as well, bro. Like, we had some real good nights in Johnny's. But yeah, there's been too many venues. Yeah. A lot of venues, a lot of places that we made venues that wasn't venues as well. Facts. So like, there's been some underground stuff that that has occurred that you know, was pretty good. Don't necessarily do too many of those anymore. You know, but had some good ass times in there. So
I never got to ask you this. Who's like your top 10 DJs of all time? Either guys you came up on,
10.
They could be current, they could be from the past, just top 10 DJs you respect in the world.
So I'm a Kid Capri baby.
Facts.
And that's why I probably should have started with the whole, you know, the whole third turntable microphone kind of thing. Like, I've seen Kid do stuff literally one turntable, whether the other one is working or not. He just talking shit. Mr. C is rest in peace.
Yes.
I was watching you and Biz talk about it. Like, I have never seen somebody not DJ and DJ at the same time and kill it the way that Mr. C used to. And I say that with all love and respect.
Have to be technical.
He did not have to mix certain stuff. There's certain stuff. Yeah, you know how it is, Mr. C, because when I pull up and I do this and then he hits the record, boom, and then just the way it comes in after his chat, crazy. Gotta say Funk Flex, of course. You know, the radio game, second to none. Camilo, I used to love his versatility to be able to go from hip hop to reggae to reggaeton to Latin stuff to back to hip hop, playing up tempo stuff, Cypher Sounds, his ability to play hip hop and reggae as not someone technically from the reggae culture, if you will, you know, kind of, once again, I say that, you know, respectfully. Biz, not just because he's bro. I seen him do some of the same in regard to like the most technical stuff and then just one drop and shit. We did a concert with, I think, Cool G Rap, Rock Him, Nice and Smooth, and
I was there.
Right. And I went on before him.
Mama Craig was up there.
Yeah, Mama Craig was right next to us hanging out and whatnot. Right. So you seen it. I get on, I do my thing, and Business in the back just like getting his stuff together. He's over here figuring out what he want to play, And I swear for the Lord, I've seen him do many a party. I've seen him do many of event. But that is one of those where I'm like, nigga, damn, son.
Nigga told
like,
the story with them records.
Boy, like, yo, we ain't say we was doing all that. Like, why you ain't, like, I know I turned up, but you ain't say we was doing all that, bro. Like, damn, son. So he definitely got me on one of those, right? So you're talking, that's 5, right? DJ Precise.
Hold up, before you continue. Also, I wanted to say, like, that was a dope night because I witnessed you get the DJ for Rakim, which is like all-time, it's like an all-time honor. I don't care who you are, bro. You get to play records for Rakim.
Yo, and all I know is I'm doing that, right? First things first, yes. And I'm doing it, and there's parts where you're in the background with, like, on some coach shit. You like, yo, he about to do, I need you to da-da-da. And I'm like, all right, cool, we got it. Yeah, cool. But that was an epic night for real. You know, I've done some stuff, and I be forgetting for real. You know, I just be cooling. But back to some of the DJs.
Precise.
DJ Precise. Believe he was a heavy hitter back in the day. Don't quote me. You know, I smoke a lot. Might have to edit that part out. But he had an old to the new school mixtape. I used to run into the ground, reggae mixtape. I used to run into the ground because he was killing it. The mixtape had like 99 songs on it on a 74-minute mixtape. And he's running through shit, running through it, bang after bang after banger, right? Sus One was another one that I listened to on mixtapes. And his ability to bring a song in at the right point, I took from him from that. Coco Chanel.
Beast.
Bro, she don't get enough love.
Beast.
But I
One of my
learned
favorites.
how to cut the phrases from her. Like, and also to be on time. Because, yeah, everybody can cut the vocal and acapella, but, like, is it on time, nigga? Like, don't just be cutting it just to be cutting it and it don't come in on time. Impeccable about that. So I took a piece of that from her. Red Alert Smoothness. Listening to him, you know, when he was on Kiss FM in the city, 98.7, back when it was, they was doing hip hop and R&B before they switched over to, you know, the oldies and whatnot. Listening to him. Shit, who else, man? There's been so many DJs. Like I said, going back to, you know, my DJ uncle, Joey O. Like I said, this guy has the people in the palm of his hand doing everything that he said, every record he want to do. Like, I watched the crowd control from him. My man DJ Triple Threat as well, another of Joey O's proteges, and Messiah as well, two beasts of DJs, club DJs and technical as well. You know, everybody also, in terms of the technicality, Qbert, you know, turntable Jesus.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
I have seen
From the 80s
just
on.
right, like, you know, and then they had that whole, I don't know if it was a rumor or not, but they were like, nah, he can't battle in DMC no more because ain't nobody gonna win. You won these 3 times in a row. You good, you got it. We know you, it's you and everybody else. But then also, once again, Ryan O'Shea, Fada G, his technicality. You know, when I linked up with him, it was kind of some of the same with Playboy. Number one, that's my barber. My barber for 20-something years. Like,
effortlessly.
bro, he once again pisses you off because it's like, and he does some crazy shit, and he's not trying, right? So I up front, up close and personal, watching his technicality and the way he does things, how his brain works around some of these sounds that he hears. Once again,
the boy is a genius.
Genius. So what's that, like 8? Legend. DJ Legend, who I think used to be part of Afrique, if I remember correctly. The Afrique sound system. Like, we talking reggae shit. Not too many people chat better than Legend. So when we talking about, how you, like, some of the style, not obviously the phrasing, but some of the style, it just comes from, first off, just the old school West Indian sound system. You got the selector, you got the chat, man. And, like, he's one of the best that I've ever seen chatting on the mic. He's another one.
You could tell you a studier because you got this ability also, like, when the genres switch up, you know how to talk the talk for the genres.
I'm from the Bronx, bro.
But everybody can't do that.
Yeah,
like, I seen you on stage last week at the Ghostface joint.
Right, which
I
was
think
lit.
Shorty was playing some reggae, but you jumped right into it, like, you know what I mean? Like, you I remember you had to stop yourself. You was like, my bad. Because you're going to go up there and take out the fader. And I'm like, yo.
Start chatting like it's a party, like it's a DJ battle. So real quick.
He's like, I'm sorry, I can't help it.
So for the listeners, right? Last week, me as well as my brother our brother DJ Biz, we hosted the Ghostface Killer concert, Summer at the Plaza. The state puts this on OGS, General Services. They put this event on. Ghostface is the whole the artist, right? So me and Biz were tasked to host. It was also a 518 DJ battle, right? And so when I'm hosting, a lot of it, truth be told, I don't say this out loud to the homies, but I'll be bored because when there's turntables around and I can't get to the turntables, you see me, I'm starting to get itchy. Like, what you mean is turntables? I can't get a zigga, just the one. So helping the host and whatnot, but yeah, like I am half black, half Puerto Rican from the Bronx. So I need to be able to speak a little bit of Spanish. I need to be able to speak a little patois. So there's that whole melting pot that they talk about, right? So I'm from the Southeast Bronx, from the Soundview section. So black and Puerto Ricans, black and Spanish folks for the most part. You got a couple of West Indians. But I went to school in high school on like 238th and White Plains with the Mount St. Michael Academy, right? Which is right at the border of the Bronx and Mount Vernon. The most northern part of the Bronx that you can get. And around the surrounding area, ain't none but West Indians, right? So you need to be able to walk in these places comfortable and not look like a foreigner and not look like you about to, you don't want to look like food. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get robbed nowhere. So I need to be able to keep my head on the swivel, talk to the people around me and not look like I'm not from wherever the hell I'm at, right? So that's just also some of the experience of life. I love, West Indian food just like I love my Spanish food. So I need to be able to walk in, hey, how you doing, mama? Oh, yeah, da-da-da-da-da. Hey, why my youth? All of that, right? But it just helps the experience as well in the party. You have to be able to know your shit. Man is
a whole chameleon.
You got to know your shit, man. Like, I take pride in what I do. Like, I come from, like I said, a lineage of musicians. And my pops and my mom have always instilled in me, like, yo, if you're going to do something, do it and don't fuck around. Like, do it because you want to do it and do it to the best of your ability. Don't half-ass it. So, I try not to half-ass it.
Yeah, I've never seen you do that, sir.
Nah,
respectfully.
Like I said, I be wanting to have a good time. Like, one of my phrases, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So I don't care what's going on. If there's 1,000 people in this place, if it's just me, you, and just a couple of other people, we gonna have a good time. You paying me to do a job too. Like, there's a little bit of a conversation in regard to a DJ's worth and a DJ's value.
Let's make that our last topic.
Right, we're gonna get into that, right? So it always depends on, a lot. It is determined by a lot of things. But if I am being paid to provide a service, I want you to come back to me and say, hey, great job. When can we do this again? I don't want to run up on you, get the money, and then you never call me back again. Most of the money I made DJing is from return clients. I might get the one-off, right? Where it makes sense, it may not make sense. It may be the one-off where it's like, I could use the money, or, I don't really feel like being bothered. Either way, you take the job, do the damn job. You could do some other shit. So I always try to keep that in mind.
Nah, you definitely do, brother. And tell the people, you got any plans in the works for anything?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
about to do? Or?
Yeah, so first things first, IamDJShow.com. We've been talking offline about, getting websites up. So the website, it's been up, so you can find information there, right? But me, as well as a few of my people, we have created what we call Verde Thursday. So it is a heightened after work experience, right? So we took a step back and said, there's a lot of nightclubs, there's a lot of bars that they're doing things in the evening. What can we do a little bit differently to provide a different experience other than what is available, right? And I think we were talking a little bit about some of that as well with the homie Beast, right? Like, if you don't like it, create the shit. There is more than enough space in the 518 for you to make what you think is missing. And a lot of folks aren't necessarily in a position to make that happen. So a lot of times you hear people just bitching and moaning and not doing shit about it. We decided to do something about it, right? So it is an after work event. Currently, we're going to be doing it bi-weekly. It is going to be at the Albany Black Chamber of Commerce, which they've got an amazing space. A lot of folks don't know some of the things that they have available. They don't know what the venue has. So just the resources for Black business owners. And they've given us an opportunity to, kind of partner with them to do an after work party. So it's not just a party. It is a networking thing where we are going to turn up, but we're also going to be, trying to bring like-minded folks together, folks that are doing positive things that want to help move forward, Black excellence in the 518. So we'll be playing some games. We'll be asking some questions to help provide a little bit of engagement in between folks that show up. There's a pool table down there. They got 2 bowling lanes that people don't even know about. And then there's some other things that come along with that with the Verde team. So that's the next one is going to be August 13th at the Albany Black Chamber of Commerce, 141 Washington Avenue. Make sure I get that right. Shout to Deshauna, the homie. She's a boss lady over there. You want to get with her. Definitely great peoples. DJ Biz birthday bash, August 22nd, right? The 26th annual. I've been doing his birthday party for 20 years now, right? Bro gave me and the team an opportunity one time in 2006. I'll never forget it. He's like, yo, to your point, I keep seeing these motherfuckers on the flyer. I keep seeing them on the flyer. Saw it and was like, yo, I want them to go ahead and do my birthday party, right? Sunkist is back in the city. Playboys around here. I ain't gonna say where quiet is kept. But we got that going on. That's at Albany Stadium Restaurant and Bar, 51 South Pearl Street. And then, we got a few other things. I got a residency at The Pickle, aka Whiskey Pickle in Troy. I joke that, I got an apartment downstairs because I'm there so damn much. Vice and Virtue in Schenectady. Shout out to the family over there. That's another one of my residencies that's going to be coming up. And then, trying to also do more online. In between those dates that I have, have to make it make sense online because, just as we doing here, right? The online presence is everything. I could be here in the 518, but I could be in Tokyo DJing technically while I'm still here.
Right.
So trying to make sure that I do more with social media. Because once again, as much as I can and I love to, I don't like to at the same time. But we live in a day and age where, as DJs, you don't got no choice. We talked about, the value, the worth. How does that come? Well, some of that comes from being in people's faces on social media. As annoying as it may be, as, begrudgingly. But so what? This is part of the job, right? Do it. So doing some of that and probably have some streaming stuff coming up shortly. In the works, still very, infancy stage. But doing a lot of that. And then, family.
That's what's up. And shout out to the fam too.
Always.
If I don't see you, I see the fam.
Right.
And usually sometimes I'll be like, where he at? Or I see, you know what I mean? I always see her without you. That's because you be working.
Right.
So, you
That's
know what I mean?
fact.
We had we was twinning last week. We both had on the Woo shirts. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Facts.
shout out to the wife.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Continue success in what you're doing.
No, I appreciate that.
You one of the 518 cats that honestly, because there ain't too many of them that migrated from somewhere else and was really able to make a name for themselves up here the way you have, man. At this point in time, man, your jersey is in the rafters, bro. You
I
feel
appreciate
me?
that, bro.
So
It's so much more to do, right? As much as that has been done, kind of same thing with you. There's so much that has been done. Definitely humbled by all of the things that I have been able to do. But once again, as I said in the beginning, like knowing that the DJ shelf life is so long, there is so much more that I think that we can bring the world as DJs and just as music savants. All right, so I appreciate it because once again, this interview gonna be like, nah, that man feeling himself. But this is one of those times. This is the place to do it, man. Right. This is one of those times to do it because there's not that many times where I do get to talk about myself. I don't necessarily like to talk about myself. I could talk all day, as you could probably tell. But I'm doing it because I want to, but then also I signed up for it. So like, as much as we love the accolades, it's like, I signed up to do this, so I'm doing it. So, it's kind of the whole, come with me, I'm going to be eating regardless kind of thing, right? So it is a beautiful thing. And I've been blessed, graced a lot of stages, I go from basement house parties to DJing at MVP Arena. I'm DJing at Nassau Coliseum. I'm DJing in some of the biggest clubs, around. And I'm still humbled every time I get in front of two people that want to hear my music. Because I be doing this shit if they wasn't paying me.
That's a fact.
They going to pay me. Let's be very clear. They're going to pay me. But, my boy was saying it the other day. Like, I remember you watching, you just got the turntables and it's just you, the turntables, and you staring at a wall. Just music. It saved my life, bro. I can't say it enough.
You did it with the best, man. Thanks for coming to the show. And I tell everybody, man, like, if you a legend, you're going to keep doing legendary things. So there's probably a chance you're going to be back up here again.
Yes, sir.
Talking about the next phase and what you're doing at that point in time, man.
Yes, sir.
But I definitely think this is going to be a treat for the listeners and the DJs out there.
Yeah,
I got to shout out JGI Media, One Highland Ave. You need to get your podcast done. You need videography, cinematography. You need your record recorded, mixed. Mastered, you need a place to practice. You need, a psych wall, a green screen, whatever you need. We got it underneath this building.
It's full service in here, man. Like, y'all got to come up here. Like, shout out to the homie Jay Green. He's another one where just continue to grind, from, a smaller spot to really decent sized spots and now.
Facts. Because you remember, I videotaped the interview when you interviewed DJ Loaded Lux. when you interviewed Loaded Lux.
Yeah, bro.
At the old spot.
Right. We was downtown
remember
across the street from Times Union, MVP, Pepsi, whatever they want to call it, right? Knickerbocker, whatever. But, but that's a testament to people continuing to put money, time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into what they do as well as into what they do in the 518. So I say all that to say, like, once again, if y'all don't like what is happening in the 518, do something about it. Be part of the solution. One thing that we did mention, like, because once again, I don't like to talk, but I like to talk. I'm part of the nightlife committee in Albany.
Facts.
Right? So having those conversations, being in those rooms where those decisions are being made, that's important. Mm-hmm. Everybody got an opinion, right? But what are you gonna do to make that change? So be a part of the solution, man. That's all I say about that. But I thank you for allowing the platform. I thank you for doing what you're doing for the 518, and for the folks that have not been interviewed yet, and the folks that are
Your time
complaining,
coming, man.
bitching
Relax.
and moaning,
I can't
like,
go nowhere. I
my
can't go
God, we
nowhere.
not a face of the 518.
Oh my goodness.
I got you. I
don't
will do it, right? Your time is coming.
Or not.
Or not for various reasons, and you got to look aside for those, because Noise Mob, we show love where love is shown, and we show respect until disrespect is shown, and it's just that simple, right? So if you are invited, absolutely, Wizzy gonna bring you up. If you're not invited, you got to look inside yourself and see what you may or may have not done. Right? Because maybe you ain't done enough. You think you done enough. You ain't done shit. Or you was disrespectful in some way, shape, or form. And this man is a man of class and dignity. We don't take kindly to disrespect. We can agree to disagree. That's cool. Disrespect, once the line is drawn, it's up. And y'all can just keep it over there. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Once again, we could do it, or we could not.
Spade always gonna be a spade.
Facts.
Appreciate you, my G.
Bro, I love you, bro.
Let me shout out also Stage 1 Dispensary in Rensselaer on Broadway too.
The gang.
Got some things coming up, going on over there too. Stay tuned, let you know about that. Signing off with my man DJ Show.
Thank you.
The legend.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate you, bro, for real.
Shout out to my fans and supporters. We'll see you in the next episode. This is Face of 518, episode 19 with DJ
Faces
Show.
of the 518, baby.
Facts.